led by Matthew. Ebu guys in millions. Oyo. Yep. I can't get it. I give wherever money don't we know. Ebu Baraba Yahweh Alala. Oh yes, I am a Gambara. I'm a walk on the way. New way, money way. On the way. On the way. On the way.
Yeah, gentlemen, for those of you who are already online, we have to tell all of you so much welcome. We are just going to the introductory part of our evening's broadcast by playing Igbo old music. So that is what is going on now. Yeah, with us in a few minutes' time, we shall begin. Good evening once again, my good people, ndị Igbo, ndị Biafra, ndewenu, ndị Ijo, Biafra, daalụnụ, ndị Efik, ndị Ibibio Biafra, ndewenu, ndị Edo State, Okwara part of Biafra, Benue and Kogi, those of them who are part and parcel of the Biafran Federation. We say to all of you, good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to this evening's broadcast. Being the 23rd, of course, of July 2019, and the time in Western Europe is 21:05. In other words, 5 minutes past 9 in the evening, while in Biafra land is 5 minutes past 8 equally in the evening. In some other states in the world, we have up to 2 p.m., 1 p.m. as the case may be. Somewhere in Asia, we have a.m., 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. as the case may be. Equally, in some parts of Africa, it could be around 7 p.m. now. Some could also be around precisely 11 p.m. like Kenya, those Eastern African countries. So to every Biafran, wherever you may be this particular evening, watching us, joining us, we say quite happy evening to you and a very wonderful Tuesday outgoing anyway. Don't forget that we are broadcasting to you right now from the city of Munich, Germany, the state of Bavaria, under the auspices of the Biafra independence movement and the movement for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra, under his unpretentious, indomitable leadership of Chief Dr. Ralph Wazirike. Don't forget, he was the brain behind Voice of Biafra International in New York some years back. Brain behind the Radio Biafra London, which is still broadcasting, even though under a different administration. And of course, the founder of this present day Voice of Biafra International, Deutschland. So we so much owe him, gratitude for all the efforts he has been making towards Biafra actualization. All things being equal, we shall reach our destination. Thank you so much, gentlemen. And of course, now with me online, right away from here to where is Bright. I have to tell Bright, who is of course a student of the Polytechnic Naked, joining us from Naked right now. Bright, you are welcome. Please say hello to fellow Biafrans if you are hearing me right now.
I can. Good evening to you. I can. Wherever that is broadcast, I have nothing to tell you than to say stay tuned. God bless.
Thank you so much, Bright. I have to enjoy you to a bit shift your position to make sure that service is quite clear. Thank you so much. Of course, joining us since on radio line is Sunday Eze. Sunday, wherever you are, we say welcome to the program. Jude Chijoke never misses an opportunity to be with us. Joining from Lagos, Jude Chijoke, you are welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ikenna. Good evening, fellow Biafrans. This is Jude Chijoke, and I'm joining from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you for paying attention to today's broadcast. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. And of course, Uchenno Keke, I know since his wife had a new baby some time ago, Okara Mugo. So, Rakatambiri of why had it but I know we are going to capture him one day. So, let me welcome Uchenno Keke right now in Makurdi, Benue State. Uchenno, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Oracle. It is my pleasure to be with you people all over the world on our tonight's broadcast. May God bless us even as we pay attention. All welcome.
Thank you so much. Of course, Ikechukwu already is online with us. We say welcome to him. Amako Nelson, of course, is there. Kedin Nanoko joining us from Germany right now. We say welcome to him. Ikechukwu Honor, of course, is there. Sunday Eze, Anyeke Olivet. Oh, this name is so wonderful, Olivet, reminding me of Mount Olivet in the Bible. Uche Godfrey and Peter Chiketa, of course, are there. Gabriel Emmanuel John Martin Chukwudi, of course, is there. Maurice Uche joining us. Gabriel Emmanuel is saying, I love Biafra forever. And very soon they will know that there is God in Israel. I quite agree with you. Elijah Nwofo, of course, is joining. Chidebere Echegbo is joining. Ejegbuone, Godek, of course, is there. Uwoma Dara Chimereze is equally there. We say welcome to all of you. Ndidika Sunday Nwofo equally is there, and a lot of others. We say to each and every one of you, welcome to the program. We are right now broadcasting, as I said earlier on, from the studios of the Voice of Biafra International, the city of Munich, Germany. I am Ikenna Obibiagono. Welcome to the program. Today we have much for you, so much. You have to bear in mind that in the last months, Nigeria has been a hotbed. There is a prevailing uncertainty in the state of Nigeria. All is no longer the same. Things have gone out of control, out of joint. Nigeria has become a place where somebody who knows no smile on the face is seen to be happy. Even though many Nigerians tend to smile, it's what we call vacant smile. Within the exterior, they are smiling, but deep down in their inner being, it is lamentation. Why is it so? Because of the government they enthroned, the All Progressive Congress. And who enthroned this particular party? It's not our business. We are not talking about Nigeria. Nigeria can melt into the river Niger or into the river Benue. That doesn't concern us. We have to concentrate on Biafra, and only on Biafra we're talking about. Anybody is free to talk about glory in Nigeria, talk about Nigeria's constitution, how to amend it to go back to 1963 regional, arrangement. It's not our headache. What we are discussing, what we want is Biafra and nothing but Biafra. Anything outside Biafra is quite unacceptable. And we are here this evening, as all other times, to tell our people it is quite clear that the Hausa Fulani, is quite under pressure, under intensive pressure. They don't know how to control the unraveling events, the unfolding events. Everything is getting out of control. They are now getting involved into, fearful propaganda, trying to intimidate the Southerners, in particular the Biafrans, trying to give our governors ultimatum that anything that happens to their own men in Biafra land, they shall be held responsible. And even boasting that no force on earth will stop them from establishing Ruga, cattle settlements anywhere in the southeastern part of that flagellant federation, of course, known as Biafra. Sometimes when they talk, we begin to marvel the type of impunity in these people. Sometimes when they talk, you feel as if they're not talking to human beings. You begin to wonder what gives them the impetus to address us, the owners of the land, the indigenous people. These are foreigners, migrants, who we are fortunate to have crossed the Nigerian border. Coming here, instead of subordinating themselves to the societal norms, they want to ride us, they want to dominate us, they want to dispossess us, they want to take everything we have. Sometimes we wonder what is wrong with them. Sometimes equally we wonder who is pushing these people into their untimely death. Of course, these are people who are well trained in suicide. They will believe that when they go to, I don't know the type of paradise they have in mind, they are going to enjoy 70 which virgins. Who gave them to you? So these are some of the factors that ginger these people into committing suicide. It's quite unfortunate. But ironically, those who send them into this suicidal mission have all their children, siblings abroad, studying in the good schools of Europe, in America, some of them in Asia. But then taking the children of the poor, of the nobody, the rural person in the villages, sending their children into committing suicide. If suicide is something beneficial, if it can guarantee somebody paradise in the hereafter, why are their children not committing suicide? Why are they in persons not committing suicides? I mean, going for suicide mission? Because in heaven, in paradise, they have a mind in their own vision of paradise. Oh, it's an eternal delight. So why can't they go there and forget this sinful earth? You see, they keep on deceiving people, deceiving you. Just like we have somewhere in Biafra land, people continue to deceive our brothers and our sisters using the name Biafra. We are telling our people, everybody must wake up from sleep. Enough is enough. Let everybody wake up from sleep. It is time for us to talk to our people. It is time for us to move as in unity. And then in unison, move out and then confront the common enemy. We have always stated it, that time for rhetoric, social media rhetoric is all over. It is time for action because the enemy now is prepared for any eventuality. What are we going to do? This evening, let me inform you, we are going to look into the activities of the Miyetti Allah in Yoruba land, the implications on Biafra, bear that in mind, and the Igbos in Lagos in particular. We are going to look into it. We are equally going to look into the possibility of making sure that we follow one guide, one central command in Biafra land, if they enable us confront the enemies because they are there. If we allow ourselves to be divided with disjointed, disgruntled leadership, we are in danger. So we shall find a way of making sure that our people grasp, together, speak with one mind, take instructions from a central commander for us to defeat our common enemy. And talking about defeating our common enemy, we're going to look into the possibility of Instead of defending and defending always, making our background a battleground, we are going to carry aggression to the enemy line to give us opportunity to mobilize and manufacture certain things that will guarantee us victory. It's just like in a football game. If you keep on defending, yeah, the opponents are always attacking. You keep on defending. At a point, you are going to succumb to that particular pressure. You'll be weak or possibly score own goal. So that is the dangers of being on the defensive. We don't have to do that. Otherwise, the enemy will carry aggression to our background. We are going to carry aggression across the river Benue. We shall come to that. We shall also look into the possibility. Let me see, what is that? Yes, what is happening in Abuja for the past 2 days. We are going to appraise the whole situation. So all these are more from the subject matters of our evening's talk. Gentlemen, you are welcome once again. Now, let me start somewhere. First, in the past 2 days, there is news making the round that Miyetti Allah has formed vigilante groups in Yoruba land. When some people hear this, they say, how possible? How possible that Miyetti Allah, the herdsmen, could penetrate Yoruba land? The land of the Are Onakakamfo, the god of war. And they establish vigilante groups. It is not just establishing vigilante groups, but mounting roadblocks on some along major roads in Yoruba land. And the more pronounced is along Lagos, Shagamu, Ore Expressway. The Miyetti Allah people, they have taken total control. Now, as motorists pass by, they stop them, they check their IDs, their motor vehicles. Who are there? They want to know who is who. Who are the people that always pass here? Who are they? That is the problem. So, we begin to ask, why is issue? I don't know the person online. We are now on radio line. If your purpose of calling rather is to address us, then I give you the opportunity. Otherwise, you have to hold on. I'm on radio line right now. So, hello? Yeah, I'm on radio line. If you want to talk to us on radio line, okay. Otherwise, you hang on after the broadcast. You get me? I am on radio line right now. I can't take private calls. Please, you call back later in the next 2 hours. Thank you so much. So, now, this Miyetti Allah herdsmen, they have taken over checkpoints everywhere in the Yoruba area. But like we always say, taking over the checkpoints in Yoruba land is not our business. I keep on saying it is not our business. Because that is what the Yoruba people planted. They have to reap everything manifold. But our only concern is Lagos, Shagamu, or Benin Expressway. Who are the people that ply this road? The Igbos. Who are the people that make use of this road on daily basis? The Biafrans. Why? Because we control the economic activities in Lagos and the very many other parts of Yoruba land. So we ply the road every day, every hour, every second. Now, when these Miyetti Allah herdsmen brandish AK-47 along this particular road, we apply our people on hourly basis. Who are they looking for? Who are they waiting for? Do not deceive yourself thinking the idea to check the Yorubas. It's a lie. Sometimes Yorubas know what is happening. Otherwise, tell me how possible that Fulanis, herdsmen, Miyetti Allah, enter the Yoruba land, establish camps. How did this vigilante ID camps operating unchecked, and they are telling me Yorubas do not know. How can you tell me Yorubas do not know? They know. But what we are saying is this: forget all this social media, Facebook propaganda. There is something common between the Yoruba and the Hausa. And that is common, that is binding them is the Igbo man. They are always looking for an opportunity to exterminate us. There is no way the Yeti Allah could enter Yoruba land, establish their camps here and there, then controlling traffic, checking ID, checking everything. Of course, branching the ID card and AK-47. And they are telling me the area on Akakafo of Yoruba land is not aware of it. You are telling me the leader of the Yoruba Liberation Command is not aware of it. You are telling me the Oni of Ife is not aware of it, or the Alatin of Oyo. Are you telling me the Afenifere leadership is not aware of it? Otherwise, how come this people are operating freely? Now, what will happen is the Biafrans must be very, very careful, because what we are understanding, the security report we are getting is that they want to make sure they study the topography of that entire zone. They want to study the topography. They want to master the loopholes, the potholes here and there. Those areas that create traffic hold up. Where no matter the speed you are using, when you approach, you have to slow down a bit to pass the bomb. They want to study everywhere. For what purpose? So that when the Igbos, when the Biafra will be traveling, going back to Lagos or coming back to Biafra land, they will strike. Look at what is happening between Kaduna and Abuja. It has become unmotorable. Everybody plies that road with fear, adequate fear. They have to use helicopter to control the movement of people there, especially when big men are traveling the road. Are we going to wait for a situation when they will use helicopter to escort our people homeward? It's a lie. They are going to sabotage us. Remember, the Biafran Christian soldiers they sent to Sambisa. While they are on the way to Sambisa, they give Boko Haram signal and they come and mow all of them down. They give them nothing, no gun to fight the enemy Boko Haram. They just troop them. They say, when you get down there, arms and ammunition shall be made available. On the road, they will signal Boko Haram and they will come down and they finish our people. Something is trying to happen along Lagos Lagos or Benin Expressway. They want to wait for our people along that road and kill us. Fellow Biafrans, what are we going to do? Are we going to mobilize strong men to be accompanying our people to and fro? It's going to cost us fortune. All we have to do is this. From my own suggestion, of course, we have to make sure we assist these our neighbors, the Yoruba people, who we know cannot fight their houses or Fulanis alone. We know very, very well. Forget pretenses. We have to assist them to make sure that Yoruba land does not become a foothold for the Miyetti Allah. Otherwise, they are going to wait for us along the express road on our way back or to Lagos or Biafra land. And once they do it, it's all over. Don't forget, even some Yorubas cannot be so 100% sure, might even aid them, abet them. So what we have to do is to make sure that when they come out to fight the deity all over there, we are going to join them. Because if you allow your enemy to sleep with your next door neighbor, you can never sleep in peace. Do you get me? If you allow your enemy to sleep in the house of your next door neighbor, you can never have peace of mind. That is to say, if we allow Miyetti Allah to take over Yoruba land, Biafrans can never sleep. Remember what is happening right now in Israel. Israel does not sleep. That is why Israel wants to make sure that Iran does not penetrate Palestine. Iran does not penetrate Syria. Iran does not penetrate Lebanon. Because if Iran should penetrate any of the three countries I've mentioned, okay, this Palestine, Lebanon, and Syria, Israel shall never sleep, even in the daytime. That is why Israel is making sure that Iran does not have any foothold in any of the countries aforementioned. In the same vein, Biafra must make sure that the enemy, the Miyetti Allah, does not penetrate Yoruba land. Because if they occupy Yoruba land, we lose everything we have in Lagos. We lose our property in Lagos, but we are going to contend them. So, for us not to waste our energy, our resources fighting the Miyetti Allah in Yoruba or in Lagos, we have to make sure we support the Yoruba people in their fight against Miyetti Allah. Gentlemen, before I call you to make your own contributions, let me welcome those who are online right now who just joined us. Peter Joseph, of course, is there. Charles Udechuku, welcome. Joaquin Chukwuemeka, welcome. E.C. Henry Ejike Solomon. Bennett Ume, equally welcome. Charles Udechuku is saying, God bless all the real Biafran. And of course, thank you so much. Give me that particular greeting, be in the studio. Thank you so much. God will bless us all. Journalist, so of course you are there. Atman is a Peter Udo Himere. Is a Chibuzo Obuji Abuchi, of course, is my brother joining us equally. Monitoring here from Germany. So that's the expression of this, gentlemen. To those of you online right now, let me say the floor is open. Say your mind. In the event of any catastrophe, brought about by Miyetti Allah in Yoruba area, should we allow the Yoruba to fight their war, or should we join them to fight a common enemy? Bearing in mind that if we allow Miyetti Allah to take over Yoruba land, it's going to affect our economic activities in Lagos more especially, and other parts of Yoruba land. Gentlemen, the floor is open. And for those of you on the screen, if you have something to write, you put it down. I will see it. I will read it out. So we need their suggestion. As we wait for your suggestions, of course, we'll keep on entertaining you with segments of Biafran old music. So, gentlemen, say your mind. In the event of any war between the Hausa and the Yoruba, what do? Are we going to leave the Yoruba to fight Miyetti Allah alone, or are we going to render support to make sure that the Miyetti Allah do not have foothold in Yoruba land for the sake of our economic activities there? Gentlemen, the floor is open.
Yeah, this is Jude Chijo. Can I go on?
Yeah, go on, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. You can. To me, my own opinion, because when we are touching this particular issue of Fulani herdsmen, a lot of people felt that there was nothing actually.
Jude, hold on. I'm sorry for the interruption. Dr. Chukwuemeka asked a question. He's wondering if our guest speaker, if our guest of honor is not here today. Maybe it's a misconception. We are having him next week, Tuesday, July 30th. That is what the advert read. Next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Biafra time. And let me, of course, welcome Dr. Gamba to the program. Dr. Gamba, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. So, our time with Professor Ango Abdullahi is July 30th. That is next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Biafra time. Please. Yes. Now, Jude, go on, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, like I am saying, it's most especially on the Biafran side and the Southerners in general. But if you should ask me, one thing I can always say is that the federal government completely failed, on its responsibility to protect. And if you can see presently, the option of people taking laws, to ensure that they defend themselves and their land, is what is in on trend in this particular moment. I think it is a very clear sign that the our passion for this particular Fulani, they are on a mission. This is an Islamic agenda. We have been saying this time with Mba, even to
Yeah, Judy, it appears there is a poor connectivity over there. If you are listening to me now, we are asking, there is a clear indication that Mieti Allah have taken over Yoruba land, forming the vigilante there, of course, brandishing their ID cards. And there is a possibility that in the coming time, they are going to unleash terror there. The question is, if it starts, are we going to join the Yoruba to fight them to make sure they don't have a foothold there? Because if they succeed, it's going to affect us badly, especially our movement from Lagos to East or East to Lagos, and again, our economic activities. This is the question. Should we leave the Yoruba to fight them alone, or are we going to help assist them? Bearing in mind, of course, that very soon they will also come for us. What do we do? Gentlemen, due to Chidoke has problem with network there, anybody can take over the challenge or the question, please. So you tell us your mind. So, gentlemen, let me welcome all this. Like I said, the question is this. Clear, these people have taken over Yoruba land, and there is a possibility of initiating a battle or war anytime from now. When it starts, are we going to allow the Yoruba fight their war while reserving our men, our energy, or should we assist the Yoruba to defeat the common enemy? Bearing in mind that if the Fulani herdsmen or Mieti Allah take over Yoruba land, it's going to affect our economic activities in Lagos. Even driving from Lagos to East will be very, very hazardous. What are we going to do? This is the question. Gentlemen, say your mind.
Hello, Mr. Ikenan, can you hear me? This is Bryce.
Yeah, okay, Bright, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. The question is for me is very simple. In a situation like this, we know we are not the Yorubas, and the Yoruba land then belongs to us. Despite that, we have our investment and our business rolling over there. So, to my own opinion, I would just made it clear, go straight to the point. Helping the Yorubas to defend their land is a kind of if they invite us, if they ask us to help, they are their own territory and their own side. If they really want us to help, come out boldly, say yes, they need the help, then at the back of our mind, because of our businesses and investment over there, we will support them. But on our own, trying to support them because of our business and investment over there will not make it look like we over cherish the land more than our own. And the other side of this is the other side of this support or not is this. Our people should have this thing in back of their mind, that they are foreigner over there. As long as that name is concerned, Biafra, they are foreigner over there. They're supposed to try as much as possible to do whatever they will do to shift their investment down here. So that when you are saying that when you come to my house and you knock, I will stand and ask you, who is that? Then you explain yourself. Well, then being someone's land and trying to, showcase yourself because of one or two things that you're supposed to take down to your own house and cover all the whole ground. I've made my point, and my point is this. if they invite us, if they ask us to support them, that would be when I would say, okay, fine, we'll support them. But if in a situation whereby they just wanted to do it by themselves, we can't say because of our investment there and our business
Let
there.
me ask you, Bright, are you aware that in the full-blown battle between the Hausa Fulani and the Yoruba, the possibility of these people overwhelming the Yorubas is there? And if they take over that zone, what becomes of our economic activities? What becomes of all the things we have? Number two, don't you think that applying Lagos Benin Expressway will be very, very dangerous for our people? Because all these herdsmen will now, occupy the whole of that axis, and anybody flying that road might be killed. Don't you think so?
Let me start to answer the question like this. We have been saying these things since. Our people should try and relocate down here. Now it's a kind of it's coming to let's say injury time, last time, whereby you will be trying to hurry up and do something that you will benefit. I don't know if let me not put it this way. If Yoruba and Hausa will face themselves, I didn't know. I would just say the better side will win. So if you conclude that Hausa people will win, I didn't know we have the kind of plan Yoruba people have too. But as a look of 10, we know, we think that Hausa might win. But in our own people, if they invite us, Mr. Kenna, this is what I'll keep saying. If they ask us to support them, we will
Yes.
support them. We won't just support them because of our investment and our business over there. And when you talk about the road that leads from Biafra land to Lagos, that is
Yes.
another thing.
Yeah.
We can try to get our own security that will be on the road too to secure our people. And that is my point.
Every
Believe
day.
me, you know all I said.
So you mean
Yeah,
that we also
gentlemen,
send our
please,
security men to Lagos
Thank you very
Expressway?
much.
It's going to cost us a
yeah,
lot.
because this thing enough.
Okay.
I'm boiling with rage here. Can I say
Yes,
something,
Dr.
please?
Gamba, please.
Gentlemen, with due respect to everybody, I know that we all have the right to our own opinion. But when we are asking questions and making comments, let us be let us know what is at stake and no issues here. One, Nigeria is one geographical space, one nation state, whether you like it or not. Now, when you say if the Yorubas invite you, the two questions: one, who are the Yorubas? Who is going to invite you? And you that they are going to invite, who are you? Who among you are they going to invite? As a state, as a constituted authority of what sort? And the one inviting you as what? As a constituted territorial, geographical, militia, state, Guinea, as a what are they going to? Who is inviting who as what for what? Gentlemen, I don't honestly speaking, how things are. If I look left, look right, think how everything are. Maybe people are not seeing it from my perspective or seeing it the way I see it, or maybe I am wrong or mistaken or overhyping or what, to borrow Nigerian terminology, overheating the polity. I don't think there is anybody who is tuned in this discourse now that is not aware that federal government of Nigeria is in full control and direction and command of what is happening everywhere.
Exactly.
Now, if you don't know or you don't think here or you think that it is just like a clash, with due respect, you are deluding yourself.
I agree with you.
Now, I don't also think there's anybody in this discourse that has strategic military training. with due respect, if there is, I respect you. Listen, I don't have either. But through my various academic pursuits where I studied exposure and so on and so forth, I know a little bit here and there. If talking about defending, going to help the Yorubas, you are putting the cart before the horse. Remember that the Biafran territory that you are talking about is we are between Ogoja, Lokoja, sorry. That is the meeting point of Niger, of River Niger and Benue, down to Ogoja, which is technically in Biafran land, town side towards the Cameroon mountain. Then come down to Ikom Eket down. I just want you to have in your head this geography as I'm pointing this now. From Ogoja through all the towns, I don't know the names of the towns that littered around that river. I'm just between Lokoja. I miss most of the time. I have to get my senses to know which one is Lokoja and Ogoja. Lokoja is in the meeting point between River Niger and River Benue. If I'm not mistaken, please correct me.
Yeah, correct.
Ogoja is in Cross River State, down the other end. And if you call, then lie between that river up to Lokoja, Ogoja and so on, then come down the southeastern flank to Ikom Eket, Batawa to Opopo, and so on and so forth, Bayelsa, Warre, and so on and so forth. Now, these are the territories, the southern, eastern, maritime areas of Biafra. Now, if you agree that federal government is manipulating, directing, funding all this, and you also know that they have also penetrated all these flanks I have talked to you about, don't you think that they may be thinking now that if we start these skirmishes, I call it skirmishes, in that axis we are talking about now, Onisha Express Road, going to Benin, Orore, and so on and so forth. I say, we say, let us assume that you have a structured structure that can say, okay, mobilize and go and help. Then you will be leaving your backyard open. Then remember, they are already in these places, well armed, well supplied, well connected, and waiting for instruction. If you believe you are this is the small thing, maybe one or two people standing here and there, they are looking, monitoring. They say, hey, yeah. They say, yes, they have gone to help Ore. Okay, move in. Enter your backyard and you are gone. And they then fight from there. And then they join. If you think or you agree that they join forces, Yorubas, they join the forces, you become, they will overall you within 24 hours. In the first place, my brothers, these discussions, I see it in a different way. There is no, there's nobody that can ask for help in the first place. And there's nobody they will ask help from. There is no, if you know what the apparatus of state is, if you know what is, if we say Nigeria ask help from Cameroon, state to state, then all Abuja will call Yaoundé. They say, well, this is what we want because this. Or Nigeria is asking help from Benin Republic or Togo. It's the state to state. What are you talking about? If Yorubas ask us for, who are you? I'm sorry, with due respect. So it doesn't arise in the first place. What we should be talking about is how and how do we be a little bit more vigilant and even make sure that our own backyard is taken care of? Now, you can't you don't expose your ass so that they don't come in. That's what you will be talking about. If you give any space, they will come in. And you know, they are there already. They are there already within in our respective backyards. You people have seen in social media, whether it is hyped, whether it's true or not true, how they have been smuggling weapons, only very tiny, maybe 1% or 10% out of 100% of the smuggle of the disease that has gone through. Then you find one or two this, or they even make it expose those ones to let us know, to let you know, to let people know, say, yes, this is what we have been doing all. Do you know how long they have been smuggling?
Exactly.
How many days, months, even years, days, weeks? Only one. Since that time, how many more have they found?
Yeah, exactly. Don't forget, but I'm not
They can
you.
just strategically expose that one, say, this is what we are doing, or yeah, this is. So, if I am honestly livid that our backyards are, maybe when they go and get stuff, people will close that. But as it is now, every nook and corner of Igbo land is very, very prone.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we'll be talking about. If you agree that the Yorubas have George,
Right.
he can made mention of what is it that the Yoruba this have you waiting and hearing and this is these people say that this is then I am now beginning to think could it be that this is another way they are trying to lure us into something they cannot this thing or whatever. My brothers, we have to be very, very careful.
Very, very exactly.
Whatever you do, whatever you think, whatever you are remember that the federal government is directing everything, funding everything, doing everything possible. This is part of their grand plan. If you don't see it that way and you're thinking that it is the OPC and the IPOP,
exactly. Don't forget, excuse me.
Call one man there.
Don't forget, excuse me.
That is absolute bunker.
Don't forget,
sorry, I rest my case.
Yeah. Honestly, don't forget, I quite agree with you. You know why I'm saying I agree with you is this. Not so long ago, the Are Onakakafo of Yoruba land, Chief Ganiyu Adams, made a public statement that if this menace from the Miyetti Allah herdsmen continues unabated, that the Yorubas would support, mark that, Yorubas would support the Igbos for Biafra. Now, try and study that statement. In other words, Yorubas are not fighting for their own Oduduwa. They are not trying to be in conflict with the Nigerian government. Rather, they are waiting if Nigerian government does not favor them or tries to do anything funny in their own land, they will not fight for Oduduwa Republic. They will not fight the Miyetti Allah. Rather, mark it, they will support Biafra. They will support the Igbos for Biafra. What does that mean? In other words, just like Femi Fani-Kaide has been gingering our people, manipulating the sensibilities of the liver of the IPOB, instigating them into conflict with Nigerian government on the red line. But on several occasions, I've always asked, the energy being dispensed by FFK could be channeled towards restoring the Oduduwa Republic or bringing about Oduduwa Republic. But here on social media, 24 hours, weekly, monthly, he would forget the problematic background within the Yoruba axis. to think of how to liberate the Oduduwa from the clutches of the Nigerian Federation. He will leave the problem behind. I will be talking about the Biafra. Oh, IPOB this, Biafra this. Come on. Have we forgotten the telephone conversation between the governor of Borno State and that of Osun State? Where the man made it abundantly clear, unambiguously, that the Yoruba and the Hausa are in concert to make sure they stifle the entire Igbo economic interests and send us back to long ago. Do we think they have forgotten that? Within the same period, don't forget, Fashola deported some Igbos. Tinubu messed up the Igbos. Year in, year out, they continue to burn our businesses. These people want something. They are luring us out into conflict with the Nigerian government. Do not forget, we don't have the arms. We don't have the military wherewithal to withstand any lasting challenges. I'm not trying to underrate the capability of the Biafran background, no. But let us talk like men in the public place. They want to bring us out. And once we come out, they will do what? They pull back. Just like it happened during the 1967-70. When they instigated our man Ojukwu, move on, we are with you. That moment Ojukwu announced it, Awolowo went and took up federal appointment with the Nigerian government. The rest is story or history. We must take everything with a pinch of salt. We must never be deceived anymore. What we are asking, if the Mieti Allah, if the Yorubas want to give Mieti Allah access to Yoruba land to take over, call for them. I agree with the bride that we are not going to support anybody. Likewise, what Dr. Egemba said, that we must never make the mistake of leaving our background porous to go and fight or assist somebody anywhere. What if we move out before we come back, they have occupied our background? What are we going to do? The enemy will say, well, did I invite you? Did I invite you? Then we look stupid. For the second time, we are deceived. Remember, first fool no be fool, second fool na proper foolish. Michael Opera, 1983. This is what we are saying. We must be cautious. If they take over Yoruba land, if we discover that Lagos-Ibadan, Lagos-Benin Expressway will be too hazardous for us, let us relocate or we enter flight. Provided we must make sure who controls the flight schedule to avoid suicide bombing. So, we can now find a way. Come back to Biafra land. Simple. Or if you want to stay put, stay back there. After all, when we remain in Lagos and there is any conflict, they cannot withstand us. Let us make it a post. So, we must never make the mistake. Of course, I'm moderate. I don't want to go into broad conclusion now. But like Dr. Egemba said, and of course, Bryce said, we must not make the mistake of saying we are going to join the Yoruba to fight rule. No, they can't even invite us because it will be shameful for them to say, come and help us, we cannot fight these people. And who are they inviting? In whose name? That is the question. So, gentlemen, the floor is still open. Before then, let me welcome more people who join us, please. Now, I welcome the Abuchi, of course, before that's Abuchi Obiora, Abuchi. AGK Igbo, of course, are joining us. Welcome. Dim Amako, of course, you are welcome. Uche Godfrey. Uche Godfrey, you are saying we are ready to comfort the fools in Yoruba land. Okay, let us really agree of, we know. Ochi Abuto, welcome. Stephen Aja Oboneya, welcome, of course. Bato Ezama, we equally welcome you. Pikin Atchison, Biafra Monopoly is there. Bentobi Chuku Benedict, of course, is there. Methuselah, the Melchizedek, of course, is there. He goes by that name. Moses Friday. Kiki actually said good evening to every people, every person, every Biafran, of course. Mazi Ierioba, Biafra. Mark also, you're welcome, of course. This Methuselah, whatever, of course, we have always known him to be somehow mentally deranged. I don't know what he's talking about. So, I keep on mentioning them. Thank you so much, Biafra, Monopoly, you're there. You say, let every tribe, Biafra Monopoly is saying, let every tribe defend themselves. That we are not going to assist any particular tribe. And when it comes to our turn, let nobody assist us. We are equal to our task. That is true. Let me see again. John Git, you're welcome. Favor, Bozie, John, Ono, Emeka, Nemeka, of course, you're welcome. Ezebo Biafra, Obido Biafra, USB, Ukoma Godwin, of course, you're there. Chukwemeka Joseph Abaze, you're saying Udo the Lady Biafra. Thank you very much, Biafra, for listening. And Harry Best, Odinaka Chukwu Ojile is saying, of course, Biafra is my home and my country forever. We agree with you. Wachi MW Ebu Izuchukwu Abbas, of course, you are welcome. Ugoke Paul, they are saying, in this situation, it is only God that can save Biafra land. Let me tell you, my brother, we cannot leave everything in the hands of God. We have to do something before God comes to help us. However, we agree with you, God is with us. Dashin Uchuwa, of course, there are very many others. I'll keep on welcoming you from time to time. Now, gentlemen, others, you are free to make a contribution. Ujo Winya, of course, is there. Judy Chijoke is back on board. Uchen Okeke in Benue State is there. Of course, Valentine, Port Harcourt, and very many others. So, say your mind. Are we going to support them to hit the Military Allah to protect our heritage in Yoruba land, especially Lagos, or are we going to leave them to fight their war and then get prepared for our own Biafra instead of dispensing our energy? The question is for you,
Yeah,
gentlemen.
this is Jude.
Yeah, go ahead, Joe, please.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ikenna. Like I was saying earlier on, before the network cut me off, I think the federal government is a complete failure. They have failed on their responsibility, and this whole thing, just like Dr. Gamba have, analyzed it. It is a simple. There is an agenda, a mission, and their mission is what they are. They have ensured that they are placed on ground in strategic places. So they are looking for ways to ensure that they carried out those of their own agendas. Like if you can watch it from the other angle, you will see the way that they were able to carry out most of this their evil agenda in disguise in the area of bringing their machineries, bringing Fulani killer assessment from all part of the other African countries to ensure that they penetrate our lands, and on the process they started killing, destroying our crops, destroying properties, only for the same people that have penetrated our land, killed most of our people, come back now to tell us that they are going to set up a vigilante group. So this is to show you, like I have always said, they will create a problem and they want to now do what? To come back as in disguise as a solution to that problem. In order to buy trust, in order for them to gain our trust to some certain level. And once you fall to that cheap trick, and all they do that they have eventually they have already found themselves, they have already gained that should I say gained that ground in your own land, and once they know your land, they are in your land, they carry arms. Believe me, you are nobody, you cannot go anywhere, you cannot escape from that particular. They can easily carry out any attack and return back to their own domain where they have secured, and so that is the reason why I think this is not just a matter of when we talk of Southern, we talk of Biafra alone. It comprises all the Southerners, most especially the middle belt in particular, because they have suffered on this particular issue. And they have been crying. And if you should visit everything that have happened, you will find out that our cries are actually being heard. And then so far, and when you talk of the Southwest, like the Yorubas you are talking of today, for the first time, you can see now, most of their prominent leaders have started talking, but it's just unfortunate that they still believe in talk and writing letter, and the process they call them patriotic and unpatriotic. But if you can really watch what is going on in presently, you will see that they have actually, this Fulani herdsmen have actually penetrated Yoruba lands. So what we see today is there is nothing hidden over it. The social media is there. Whatever that happens anywhere can be, you can easily gain it, see it in the next couple of minutes. So if these same people are in Yoruba land carrying arms, so and somebody is still there writing, talking, what are you talking of? So it's just unfortunate. We are very cautious or mindful of our speech. But if you should ask me, what should be our position? I will tell you that wherever we are, when we find out that people are invaders, people are coming into that particular place to kill the owners of the land. After killing the owners of the land, who else will become the victims? Is it not the we? Because we are Southerners. So there is something in common. There is something that binds the Southerners in common. So I will always say that anywhere we find ourselves, we are always in a position to defend. It doesn't require to call, because everybody that is Southerner must have seen what is going on. It doesn't have to do with Christian or Muslim. It doesn't have to do with Yoruba or Igbo or Efik or wherever you are. But once you are in the South, you have seen clearly that what is going on presently is being supported by the federal government of Nigeria. So if they follow this step and it fails, they will try another full step. We all see what is happening. We all have been seeing the killings. So to me, my point always remain: we have taken our own stand. We agree that we are marching forward, and we are not looking backward at any point of time. And our destination is still the same. That is nowhere but Biafra. So, but before that Biafra comes, I think we should be able to, point out some, as in, show, as in, hold our own strategy and to ensure that we defend our land, because our land is one of the most. I think because I think being that is in Biafra land that we had such a news. I don't know how, but we have mobilized. We have called our people, we have called our communities. I think that is a very big kudos. That is an achievement. So every community in Biafra land is awakened. They are all watching, they are all monitoring the movement, and they are all putting plans on ground, because we can't continue to expose all this in air. But when we talk of the southwest, where most of Biafras reside, you will find out that the people that are in charge of the lands, they are sleeping. They are sleeping. You can only see few of them who is awakened, that talks, but they believe that their brother is the next to the president, and then what their land today, their people have been killed. It is not that their people have not been killed. It is not that enough to make them wake up. It's not there, but it's just that they continue to sleep or to talk or to write. So to me, I'm of the opinion that wherever we find ourselves, we always defend ourselves, most especially when it has to do with an agenda that doesn't favor us. So to me, that is just my own opinion on that.
So what you are saying now, in effect, is that in the event of any pronounced conflict between the Fulani and the Yoruba, we should steer clear. Is that so? Okay.
No. My point is, in eventual, if such a thing eventual occur, it is where we have properties, it is where we do our business, it is where we live. We know the people that we are interacting with.
So are you saying, okay, are you saying that you are going to support them?
We're not supporting them.
No. Excuse me, Judy. We ask a question: if this happens, are we going to support, or are we going to steer clear and defend ourselves? This is the question. We want people to take stand. You don't have to be neutral.
I want to come in here.
Yeah, excuse me, Jude. Jude don't have to be. Jude, we should talk with fear. You don't have to be neutral here. Very many people are listening to this program. Very many are listening. Tell them what you have in mind, whether we support them or not to be on defense.
Let me make it. Uchenna, please, just give me a minute. I'm not trying to be evasive here.
I asked you if we support them. You said no. Are we going to be on our own? You didn't say yes again. What do we do?
What I'm saying is that we are going to stand with them on where we are to defend whoever that is coming.
Okay, now I get you clear.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah,
I now got
because
you.
we cannot run. Yeah, because we have something in common.
Okay.
We are Southerners. You
Okay,
understand?
okay,
So
thank
people
you.
that are coming
I get you now, Joe. Thank you so much. I now get what you're saying, and honestly, our people are really appreciating this. Our people are appreciating
Alright.
exactly what you are saying because they say it's a wonderful topic. Now, is that Uche Noketo who wanted to say something?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
over to you, Uchenna.
Thank you very much. Once again, I want to welcome all our audience. And to make this clear, I keep wondering why we normally separate the Hausa from the Fulani and the Yoruba from the Hausas. I think both of them they are the same. The time, just like what Margaret said before, he said we cannot be fooled again. And they could tell one of our brother that once a fool once the fool is a mistake, but why the fool is a fool. So we can't do that again. The Yorubas and the Hausas, they are the ones who have planned this uh, country we are talking about today called Nigeria. And we should also remember that the game is up and a prophecy has been prophesied years back that they are the one that will bring the division of Nigeria, and it is happening today. And so we don't have time for supporting or going to help Yoruba or whatsoever. This is a cock and bull story. The Fulani is there; they are the one that they invited them to be there just to come and confuse themselves, not us. So let the Fulani can destroy, or the Hausa can destroy their area, which will not be possible because they have allowed the Fulanis and the Hausas to take over the economy of Yoruba for years. This is their business. It is a joint business between them and the Hausas. So the Hausas has been in the top of the economy in Yoruba land for years. Everything coming into Nigeria, it is the Hausa that is in charge over there in Lagos. So why are they crying today that the Fulani is collecting due? Which due are they collecting from them? So if there is any such plan on their own, Dr. Egemba have said it. We can't go anywhere. We can't go anywhere for them. We are on our own, and they are going to be the one that will bring the division of the country, and which is very obvious. We are seeing it today. Now, the president of Nigeria told the whole world that the issue of Ruga has been suspended. If there is such agreement, why is it that in the almost all the part of the north, the land is being issued out for Ruga, and you are telling us that it has been suspended, and there's some people are still pressing harder on the same Ruga, and there's no issue, there's nothing, not any attempt making, there's no step taking place showing that that is not going to be in place. So the moderator, just like the topic says, what we do, we help them. We are not going to help anybody. We are either this stand with my brother Alhaji Asaredo Kubo, the AD Abani, that we all have to come back home and stand on our own and defend our own place. And that is what we are standing on. Let Yoruba defend themselves if there is any truth on what they are saying. To me, I'm not seeing any single truth on what they are saying. They are all bunch of betrayers.
Exactly.
So they cannot cow us again into what happened years back. We can't agree with them.
Yeah. Now, Uchenna, look at this. Uchenna, excuse me. Let everybody take note on this. Even Dr. Gemba, please, Dr. Gemba, not this equally. For the past 2 days, the Miyetti, not Miyetti Allah, please, the followers of this El Zakzaki have been logging it out with the police in Abuja, and scores of people, have been killed. Now, in the course of this demonstration, the IPOB leadership issued some statements calling their members, Biafrans, to support the El Zakzaki members in this demonstration, in this riot at Abuja. It is in tandem with what we are saying now. If assuming the same conflict breaks out in the Yoruba area. So now, for IPOB leadership to be asking our people to go and join in this particular demonstration, of course, some even join them. Is it not an indirect way of wasting our manpower, our resources, our energy, dispersing our energy when we are not yet at war? What if we dabble into it and these people reconcile? Remember, they are Muslims and they reconcile. They will not say, okay, no wonder. You think we are having misunderstanding? They want to come and manipulate us so that they will not take over what remains of Abuja.
Moderator.
Yes.
When we are talking of Biafra, when we're talking about we standing on our own,
Yes.
we don't. The issue of IPOB shouldn't come into it.
No, I know. Excuse me. What I'm saying is because they are still part of Biafra. They are asking their members. These boys they are asking to go and support are Biafrans.
Yes, we know. But we have to correct something.
Yes.
IPOB leadership are not for Biafra. They are agents of Nigeria.
No, excuse me. Uchenna, hold on. In all honesty, their leadership is agents, Nigerian agents. That is true. But some of their members are too passionate about Biafra. They mean it. These are the ones who are being deceived. Some are acting out of ignorance. What I'm saying is this: whether they know what they're doing or not, asking them to go and support this pool is a way of dispensing our energy, bringing our boys to risk. So that when it comes our turn, we wouldn't have the human resources to prosecute our own. This is what I'm saying.
Yes, you have a point. You have a very clear point. Because if you should just follow this line, let's say I saw that same post, I saw the people that are calling on people to them, then I was like, this is very wrong. You can't tell Biafrans to go and join. You can support these people on the social media. You can write in favor of them, but marching out there to go join these same people, that is something. When I say something in common, I don't know if we actually picked my own point when I actually made my own point. I said Southerners. Okay, it's just like a man that is from Akwa Ibom. When there's a crisis in the north and the Igbos are being slaughtered, and then when he now came, he said that he's not an Igbo person, and he went to go and stay in the midst of the northerners. What do you think will happen to him? They will slaughter him. That is the something. So he knows that in the domain. So our domain is usually where we have power, because we have that strength in our own domain. Our domain remains the south. We know that we reside more in the southern part, and this particular agenda is for the south. So if we dissuade that is going to awaken the rest of the south, we don't mind bearing that burden, because what I have seen around here, when you meet a typical Yoruba man, he will tell you that there is a problem, that our leaders are thieves. Which of their leaders is talking of their own indigenous leaders? They have earned money, and they most of them are blind. And it is for this elderly men, they are working ones that are organizing their youth, because we are on ground. When you talk of Lagos, when you talk of Ogun State, Osun State, and other people that are on ground, we do the intelligence on the ground, on the report on ground. If you go around and meet boss that are hands, they will tell you that there is a problem. But most of their leaders are what the problem that they are facing. So their leaders continue to write, be hoping that there is going to be sacrificial lamb, because we have always been on that sacrificial lamb area where anytime we stick our own head out, then we will find out that the people that we are moving along with are no longer with us. Today, if it is their own land that is in jeopardy, if their own land is being encroached on, they should come out. By the time they come out, the people that reside on that land, in order to show that their solidarity, in order to show that they are ready to defend not just their business area, but also to defend their religion, they can as well to consolidate. Well, that is why I said we stand with them. Not that we come out and stick our head out only for us to find out that we are not, we are not. When we look back, we find out that the same people are no longer there. So that is just the way I assess it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Of course, Jude, there was something important you said when you started this narrative. It's us How
Can I
can
come in?
just hold up, please. How could the Mieti Allah that are creating the problem try to suggest solutions to us? It's too risky. You create the problem, then you want us to give you the chance to come and protect us when you are the person we are fearing. So for us to succumb to that would be outright madness. We would not give them that chance at all. If the Yoruba people would be so naive into asking the Mieti Allah to come in, Yorubas know what is happening. Don't mind them. You cannot tell me they don't know what they know what is happening. How could this people enter there, establish camps and whatever, and they are telling me you don't know what they're doing? They know what they're doing. So we must never be deceived anymore. We must never be deceived.
No way.
Yeah. Hey, somebody wanted to say something. Like Valentine or so. Who? I don't know.
Yeah, Valentine
Okay.
Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
This is Valentine Ugoji from Port Harcourt. Telling us that the Yorubas are being invaded by Mieti Allah. I see it as a tale to the gods. I don't believe that because they are the same. If you are telling me that we and the Yorubas have something in common, my brother, I don't think I have anything in common with the Yoruba man. The way I see a Hausa man is the way I see the Yoruba man. Even the Yorubas are even worse than the Hausas. Because the Yoruba man will call you and say we are working together. I will betray you, sell you off, collect the money, and show them the person he sold to them and take off. So I don't think we have anything in common. They are even more deadly than the Hausas. If you could remember what happened, the event that played out between 1967 to 1970, the major problem we had are the Yorubas. If you could remember how Awolowo was released and the agreement and what have you, he went and took over our appointments, betrayed us, and left us along the line. So I fear a Yoruba man more than an Hausa man. What I want us to know is this: we have our own territory. We have nothing to do with their territory. We have our territory, and we should make sure we should consolidate our territory. We should work on our territory, work on how to defend ourselves in our territory, to defend our own territory. I know that the Mieti Allah are conspiring with the Yorubas to draw the Igbos out. But we shouldn't allow such because they have tried to come in. We didn't give them a chance. They tried to form vigilante. We didn't give them a chance. Now they want to go to our neighbors to see if they can pull us out. We shouldn't allow them use our neighbors to get us because once we move, they come in from our back. And once they come in from our back, they invade us. Once we are invaded, it is finished. So one thing I want us to do is this: you should cover your back. Because when you are not covering your back, the enemy will score. And once the enemy is scored, when the enemy scores, you are finished. One thing I want us to understand is this: these people called the Yorubas are working hand in hand with the Hausas. Sometimes the former head of state, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, once said that if he is sleeping and he hears people beating war drum and he woke up and saw that it is the Yorubas, he will go back to sleep. Why will he go back to sleep? Because they are partners in crime. They are working together. They are partners in crime. They work hand in hand. So he will go back to sleep. But if it is an Igbo man, he will know that something is wrong somewhere. So he will get up and prepare. But if it is a Yoruba man, he does what? He goes back to sleep. Because the war drum doesn't mean anything.
Make a difference, yes.
The war drum doesn't mean anything. Once he hears it and he's a Yoruba man, he knows that this is my partner, so nothing is going to happen. So what I want us to understand is this: that the Mieti Allah has come to Yoruba land and form roadblocks and are bringing out ID cards. There are governors there. They have heads of so many of their associations. They have heads. The governor is the chief security officer of that state. The governor has the right to arrest them because they are illegal roadblocks. Then whereby the illegal blocks are set in a state where you are a governor and you are telling people that the Miyetti Allah are brandishing their ID cards, AK-47 and the rest. When you are there as the chief security officer, then you should resign as the governor of that state. You are not worthy to be a governor. We are not moving to help anybody. We are not going to fight with anybody, especially the Yorubas. We are not working with them. If they need their Oduduwa, they should go for the Oduduwa protest campaign, do whatsoever, write the whole world they want to write. They should not include us in it. We are fighting for Biafra. We have been going for it on our own way. Their man was the president and he did everything possible to stop Biafra from getting to the level we are today. But God helped us, we are where we are. No wonder Odbawolowo's wife, before she died, she told them that this generation has made the same mistake her husband made when he was in position to help the Oduduwa sleep. She said it few days or months before she died. Or that was her 90th birthday. So they make that same mistake because they are in the position to push whatsoever they want, but they did not use that opportunity well. They wasted it. And now you are telling me to come and help who? Someone that saw me as an arch enemy? No, it's not possible. We cannot. They are the people that brought the suggestion that hunger is the best weapon of war. If you are fighting your enemy, you don't feed him. Allow him to go hungry, he will surrender. And it worked out. Washoko came in and we have to surrender to save the lives of our people. Now I want to work with it's not possible. When I see them, I see deceit in them. When I see them, I see someone that is not straightforward. When I see them, I see someone that is always wants to cheat. That is how I see them. Each time I work with them, I'm very careful. I am very careful anytime I'm working with a Yoruba man. The Hausas are even more sincere than the Yorubas. The Hausa, if an Hausa man is coming, he will tell you, I am coming. But the Yoruba will tell you, I am not coming. The next minute you see him around. That is the life they live. They are unstable as the waters. They are not to be trusted. So, my brothers, I want to tell us tonight, we shouldn't trust any Yoruba man. They are deadlier than what you think of. So, please, we are on our own. They are on their own. We are not partnering in anything. We have a goal. We have a vision. We are working towards our vision, and that vision is homeland Biafra, nothing more. We are not connecting with any Oduduwa, any Arewa, or any. No. We focus on our goal and we make sure we get to where we are going to. That is my humble submission. Thank you very much.
Honestly,
Yes,
by the time,
yes, yes.
honestly, you said it
Moderator.
all. Just hold on, please. By the time you really said it all, you hammered it that they want to draw us out and leave us to our fate with the House of Fulani. They want to draw us out. We quite understand. In the past, I've always told my people the rate at which FFK praises Igbo
Yes,
doggedness and whatever is quite
yes.
suspicious. It's quite suspicious. They want to draw us to the battle line and escape. They are quite envious and covetous of our economic resources. They want to bring us down. So they are in conspiracy against us, and we must not fall for it. We must be careful. Again, you pointed out they have governors. Ondo State has governors. How could you tell me that the chief security officer of a particular state is ignorant of the fact that the Miyetti Allah had taken over everywhere? Tell me something else. We'll talk when over to you.
Thank you so much. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Udogo Wenyinya. I'm here in Scandinavia, Denmark. I will use this opportunity to thank Chukuma for wonderful statements and the volunteer. You people say wonderful talk because what I want to say this night is Yoruba people, you cannot hold them in one hand because when you hold them in one hand, then they will go out from the other hand and do whatever they want to do. So if you see what happened last time in last month, I think last month we discussed it in this media, in this platform about Tunumbu when the Fulani herdsmen kill one of their leader, a Afro leader, and he tried to say it's Igbo people that who is kidnapper, who is this. So he put it that it's Igbo man that can do such a thing. And since then, if you remember again what happened in Igbo land, just I want you to compare it with this truth. What happened in Igbo land when the Fulani herdsmen tried to put vigilante in Igbo land, or Haleza Igbo come out and say we deny it. All the whole group of Biafrans warning because we said we don't want this. Everyone in Southeast, the governors, everybody come out with denounce it, say we don't want such a thing. But when it come out, when it is come to Yoruba land, now instead Yoruba people to condemn it, what they try to say is that no, it's Igbo man is kidnapping. So that to show that there is something agreement between Yoruba people and the Fulani and the Hausa people. So and now we can see the plan. Last time the Yoruba people, their leader, went to Abuja to tell the federal government, please, we don't have power to fight war. So that is why they accept the vigilante, Fulani vigilante in Ole. If they are not accepted, why can't all their leaders, Afenifere, or all the whole top people, how the same thing we the Biafran did before to prevent this stupid idiot Fulani herdsmen from for having vigilante in our land. Why can't these Oduduwa people gather themselves, do the same thing? So what I want to say is, Tinubu know what is going on in this particular evil Fulani people is doing, and anybody that say that Afenifere group they don't know about what is going on, tell the person is a lie. These people want to gather together. They try to make sure that okay, no. If you somebody tell me that in my own Enugu language, say obunkemaga mankena yubuye. When you have problem, you have a lot. You know, people have a lot of problems. For example, look what happened in what they call this place they collect from them from the Kuala, I think it's Kuala State. They collected Kuala State from them, and they know that they don't have any other power, nothing they can do than to join them so that they can be able to get our place. If you see anywhere they want to take in Igbo land, you will see these Yoruba people will join them. So what I want to say is, we cannot support these people. They know what they try to do. They put this vigilante because of our people that is coming from Lagos to the southeast. So what we will have to do is, the Benin people is crying up and down. Benin people is crying every day. Let us join hands with the Benin people to help them, because Benin people, they want us to help them. The Benin people want to go out from this evil Yoruba people. We have to protect our people from that particular area. For in that Ole, the Tinubu and their leaders, they already conclude that anybody from southeast that is coming from there, find them, look them, check if they are Igbo and kill them. That is what they plan to do in that particular Ole, because they have planned some other thing which did not work. So what they are trying to do now is something else they want to do to make sure that to destroy Igbo people that is coming from Lagos. But it cannot happen because what I want to tell all the upper group, Mazod, if you are IPOB, if you are any group of Biafrans, You people have to be ready. All of us have to be ready and prepare to defend ourselves. If you are in Lagos, if you are in Abuja, don't go anywhere. That is my own suggestion, because more you are coming home to come and fight them, it's like you are coming home, you want to defend yourself, then all of them will come after you in your home. But if you are there, you can protect yourself. We can protect. The same thing happened in 1993. After Biala way time. Many people that we told them that time, if you are not capable to protect yourself, better go home. We that remain, I being in Lagos, I didn't go anywhere in 1993. I remained here in that bridge, Dumota Head Bridge, where they call Bambo side. We are there, and we fight, and we make sure we drive them inside their home. They run away in Lagos Island. There's one place they call Jankara Market. We, the people that sell market in Jankara, ask anybody. We use cutlass and wait them. Anyone that is running there, we call them and put them inside the bush when the Jankara Market is Jankara Market. Now it's not Jankara Market. Go ask people about what is Jankara Market in 1992, 1993. That place is a bush where you can sell a lot of bars there. So what I'm trying to tell our people, they have to wake up. Wake up this particular time, because before it's too late. Don't let them to come after you to kill you first before you start the parade. This Tulumbu is planning. He have bring somebody from his own who take oath with him and put him as governor now. Very soon you will see the liat of that man. The man will destroy a lot of property of Igbo people. Now he starts saying that all the people that build house in the I think in Osho the side, there's one place I forget the name. They have to destroy the whole places, remove your goods, remove everything. They already started it now. So, but what we are going to do is we cannot leave our property like that. The blood must share. Everybody have to prepare themselves. We are stronger than all of them. We they have to defend that your property. You defend it until they run away from you, because the more you go out from them, they will come after us in the east. Defend yourself where you are. So coming up about what I hear about what you said, shelter, the IPOB said that they can go and protest with them. That is very long. God said, I will put problem, confusion for your enemy. They will fight against each other, and you people are going to judge like, oh my God, this is abomination. This is evil. He said, I will put enmity. I will put confusion with your enemy. They will fight themselves. Why should you go and join them? You have to face things. Face one thing, say that these people, God bring them to killing themselves, because God already see, you know what they did in a Biafra war? And the people that in that 1967 going on, they killed all the Biafran. There's no any mercy. Now, there is vengeance is coming. The plateau have get up to more thousands. Thousands of people have killed. They have killed in plateau. The vengeance is coming. In Talaba, all the places that join hand. See this Danjuma is from Talaba. See Plateau State from Gowon. All these people, there's something problem everywhere. There is vengeance is coming, and you try to go and they say, God, why do you doing this for this? Let me go and protect them. What? Oh my! These people, I think we have to. Oh, this is a very sad. This is a very sad news. I have not been media, because what I say is this time is not about media. This time around is action. We have do the media. All these people going to America, going to Igbo Union, going to Awarese, going to Enugu Union, going to Abia Union in America. Listen, it cannot solve all this our problem. What we need now is let's all join hands together and face our enemy than to go moving up and down. That moving up and down cannot help. You are planning, Wazirike is planning with their boys. IPOB is Nnamdi Kanu is planning with their boys. Other groups are planning with their boys. All these groups, Planning. When time comes, are you going to join together? Are you going to be killing yourself? The best thing I'm telling these people is better that everybody have to join hands together. Wazirika is the leader. If that Nnamdi Kanu will submit and say, okay, let us join hands together, Wazirika will accept. I know about that. I know a particular about that because Wazirika is like a father. And the other group, he can make Nnamdi Kanu as the top leader. And he will be like somebody advisor. He have been in the UN. He have been in America. He have seen a lot of things. He have been in CNN, which I know. In 1990, I know. And the one that I shared in that market, we are the first people that are buying Wazirika newspaper and sharing it up and down. That particular time when the newspaper come out, there's no media, there is no any Facebook, there's nothing about that. Even telephone, there's not telephone that particular time. Telephone is expensive that time. I'm in Jakara market, I don't move anywhere. So what I'm trying to tell our people, let us think before things will be too late. Let us join hands together. If we are Nnamdi Kanu, I respect you. If you can hear my voice, we need people to join hands together. Meet Wazirike, meet Alfred Okobo, and join hands together. You are still a leader. Nobody will take the leader from you. But let us join hands together. If they hear that we join hands together, all this problem up and down will run away. All the whole problem will disappear. Everything will disappear. It's not because something is going to happen from members. You think that this is, he can go and fight war now. He cannot fight war. Time is going. They do that now. Time will come. All these people, they're born in, all the children that enjoy everything in that particular zoo. They brought that in. This particular Nnamdi, I know that you have gone through many places. You have to join hands together. All the whole Biafra groups, if you don't join hands together, it's problem. Wazirika is still a leader. It's still it's like Wazirika is. You don't think that Wazirika will take a leader. No, Wazirika cannot take a leader. But what I'm trying to say is, go and join hands and get idea from Wazirika. Get some little idea, so that things will move forward. Without to go and do that, things will be going up and down, destroying.
Yes, honestly.
So that is what I want to say. Thank you so much.
Thank
so
you.
I will be hearing
thank
you. People, yeah.
Thank you 1,000 times. Before I appraise what you said, let me welcome Ozronie Francis. He is sending greetings to every Biafra. And we say thank you too. We also welcome Okeke Samuel, Baba Obinna, Ovoke Austin. We welcome Amobi. We welcome Amaze Stanley. We welcome Ehikefe Agasma, Biafra man, James Aya, Onyeka Vitalis, who is greeting everybody. We equally welcome Ifeanyi James, Friday James, Oba Emmanuel, Uchebu Ugochukwu, Emmanuel. We welcome all of you. Ofokide Ebuka, we equally welcome you. Ezanaka Ikenna, welcome. Biafra Monopoly Kingsley is saying, Babangida said, and I quote, any day you woke up in the morning and hear that the Yorubas are fighting a war, that you go back to bed and sleep more comfortably than before. Of course, this is exactly what the Valentine reminded us, and that is true. Chukwemeka Joseph Abaze is saying, we never can tell what their plans are. They may have connived the Hausa Fulani to drag us out into the fight, and then we turn back to join the Fulani to annihilate us. This is true. Is what we are here for this evening at present. Akaku Samuel, of course, you're welcoming. You're welcome. Of course, Chukwemeka Joseph Abaze is still writing. Remember, in 2015, the East gave them an educated man. That's Jonathan, of course. But they rejected him and went for an illiterate, not just illiterate, but stark illiterate. So no matter the good we do to them, they will always come back to bite us. That is true.
That is it.
But, hello, welcome. Onyekaya Odeya, Aloy Kirechukwu, Collins Innocent, Nakife Kenneth, Chukuma Ezaka, welcome. Chukuma Ezaka is saying, God bless our leader. It is whoever is leader, I don't know. But then, up to his own leader. Of course, God will bless everybody. We're here in Biafra. Now, some of them are suggesting what is cause best to them. Anthony Momoa, of course, is saying. And and very many others. Now, to what you talk when you rightly pointed out. In fact, there are three major things I picked. Much as everything he said was quite in order. He talked about leadership. No matter how we think it, Owasike remains the leader. To play fatherly role. Udogu was very, very frank that each and every one of us is going down in terms of age. Each and every one of us. He mentioned himself, I am involved, every other person is going down. Uchenna, the number of years you were yesterday, last year, is not the number of years you are this year. Chijoke, the same thing, Valentine, everybody, we are going down every day. If we fail to make hay while the sun shines, what legacy are we going to bequeath to our children? Are we going to still lift this burden and place on the heads or youth of our children? How would they look at us? Yet these children we are bringing up there, all these spaghetti, yogurt, tantalizer children. How can tantalizer, yogurt, and spaghetti children fight our wars? These children we are bringing up today, it's giving them whatever delicate pastries. We don't know their origin. They don't have the energy to withstand the challenges. I was born and bred up in the jungle. I can stand under the sun for hours. I will not shiver. I will not shake. So are many others. But one of these children born in Europe, America, even in Biafra land or in Nigeria, they are born with silver spoon in their lips. How can they withstand even the heavy downpour? No. When the thunder strikes, children will begin to cry. These weren't the children. They will hide. They will say, what is happening? But that time we used to stand and say, yeah, Baba, kind of fearlessly. On thunder I na outside, naked. We were the brave children of our yesteryears. But today, what is happening? If we fail to gather our loins together, if we fail to come together and speak with one voice, these people are going to make a mincemeat of us. Remember, there are some of us who are saboteurs. Forget all the shout of Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. Go and read what Dr. Gamba discussed with Uchemefo in 2017, where each of them led the other bear. How they are using Biafra to make hay. That is true. Look at Emeka Emekasre. I pointed it out long ago that Emeka Emekasre is a con man. Look at what Urania revealed with the practical evidence. Registering Bilye and he, Emeka, his wife, and the son are the directors. I don't know if the Pegemba has had that. Emeka registered the second Bilye using his own himself, his wife, and son as directors. But he will come out to say Biafra, 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 Mobi. I was the one that raised the motion to Engineer Madis Bilye that Emeka must be removed as Biafra's attorney. Having taken award from the Nigerian government, how then could he stand to defend Biafra? These are what we see every day. Udogu was indeed right when he said that if we fail to make her while the sun shines, it's going to be darkness all the time. Of course, he went further by saying that when it comes to support, we prefer the Benin people. Because even here in Western Europe, I agree with you, Benin people are so much pro-Biafra. Even go to social media, Benin boys and girls are now talking in deep support of Biafra, unwaveringly. That is true. Here in Europe, in Germany, they come to us, they have joined the Igbo meeting, they telephone me from time to time, wherever we meet, we share pleasantries. They want to be part and parcel of the Biafra Federation. They are tired of the Yoruba excesses because they don't trust them. And that is true. So when Udogu pointed out that it would be more appropriate for us to think closer to the Benin people than the Yoruba, I agree with him because I am talking from experience, and I believe Udogu must have equally taught from the experience he has in Denmark, the Scandinavian country. Here in Germany, the story is the same. So we have to find a way towards bringing them to our own fold. At least they are within the borderline. We are going to use that as a buffer state. Protect it like Israel we protect the Golan Heights. More to that, Udogu pointed out very, very latent. Are you talking of the Yoruba fighting a war? The Yoruba trying to drag us into the battle line? When the Oni of Ife visited the Buhari a few days ago to commiserate with him, when the Alafin of Oyo is now trying to tell the Buhari that Yoruba does not want any war. In other words, it is the Igbos, the Biafrans, who are looking for war. That is the implications of that particular statement. These are the implications that Yorubas don't want war. They don't want war. That is to say, it is the Igbos that want war. And then people will say, oh, look, when I posted something, this is let us support. I wanted to test the ground. Back at the back of my mind, I never wanted it. And I don't mean it. So look at their leaders, their first-class traditional rulers hastened to Abuja at a time when their Fulani herdsmen, Mieti Allah, killed their first daughter, the daughter of a Fedi leader. When the woman had not been buried, they are now visiting Abuja to say Yoruba do not want war. So who wants war? If you don't want war, why did you crown any one of yours the Are on Nakakamfo, the god of war? What is the significance of that? So if you cannot fight a common battle, why that particular crown the Are on Nakakamfo? Okay, let us not talk about the Yoruba. Whether they fight a war or not is not our business. We're talking about Biafra. We cannot support them in the event of any sudden crisis within that particular axis. We have to reserve our energy and can never dispense it. We have to keep ourselves together and defend Biafra land in case of any eventuality. So those who are trying to sing the war songs, thinking that you are going to be in the front line, you must be deluding yourself. We are prepared. Let me say, Shakespeare will say in Julius Caesar, I am as constant as the northern stars, of whose two peace and resting qualities does not follow in the firmament. We are equal to the task. We have the capabilities. But we don't want to display this. We want to use all this as we have to break peace. And through peace, we can fragment Nigeria. I am in the front line, you know what is happening. So if their leaders have gone to say, oh, we want peace. Oh, but the same people who say they want peace, they are trying to instigate us into comment to say, we're going to support. Don't support Biafra. Biafrans are not looking for supporters. If we want supporters, we go to the international committee we can depend on. Not the flagelling Yoruba. Want to do not support us. If you never supported us when it mattered most, how come now this time we are prepared for anybody who want to support us? No, we don't want it. So what we're trying to say is that this time around, if the war breaks out over there, let them fight it out themselves. If it comes to Biafra land, we'll fight it out ourselves. That is true. Their conspiracy against our Igbo business people in Lagos is not over yet. They are hell-bent on it. But we are saying, like Udog pointed out, there will be a time when we shall no longer tolerate it. If they say we cannot stay there, having purchased their land, we tell them you can no longer stay there equally. After all, in terms of population, go and ask anybody. Igbos in Lagos are dominant. The last, what do you call it now? The number of people they counted before the last election, Igbos numbered 3-point-something million out of 7-point-something million in Lagos. How many were the Yorubas? What of the Ijaw people? What of the Hausas? What of foreigners in Lagos? I'm talking of the Igbos alone. People with Igbo names. So what are you telling me? Forget the people they use the presidential power to humiliate our people in the last election. Don't worry, that wasn't Igbo election. That was just Nigeria's or Yoruba election. It never bothered us. Assuming there was something at stake between the Yoruba and the Igbo. You think Tinubu wouldn't have done anything? Never. Tinubu wouldn't have done anything. Assuming it was a conflict between the Yoruba and the Igbo. Mark my words. 1999, 2003, or 2000 would have repeated itself. Of course they know. So what are we talking about? They know very, very well. So we don't have to be afraid. Nothing can frighten us. Take for example, now these people have intimidated them into establishing virtually cattle colony colonies and camps in Yoruba land. They are not doing anything. Tell me anywhere in Biafra land where that thing can happen. It's impossible. Heavens will be let loose. And we are now asking our people, remain vigilant. Eternal vigilance is the part of perfection. Remain vigilant. Any slightest provocation, anybody that trespasses, whoever that tries to misguide in Biafra land, give the person a proper punishment. The heavens will not fall. The more we try to accommodate the excesses of these marauding enemies, the more they try to project themselves. We shall no longer take it. Enough is enough. We have to come together. That's the underlying factor. We must try and come together. One particular group cannot fight alone, otherwise others are going to be like the saboteurs. Remember what happened between Uzogu and Ifajina? It was Ifajina who reported to the houses where Uzogu was, and they killed him. Uzogu's sister said it a few weeks ago. So, if we fail to gather ourselves together, some people are going to be the Zogu, the modern Ifajina. They are going to, of course, they are already collecting monies. If an Igbo man could collect money to be a Muslim, what do you think? Tell me, collecting money to betray us. Look at what happened. Whoever imagined that the billion that Emeka was using to fight for Biafra, presumably, the membership was open to every Nigerian for the age of 18. That membership of this particular billion is open to every Nigerian, unquote. Open to every Nigerian. And here was a man who was fighting for Biafra in the court of law. Just imagine that. Imagine the irony of this situation. Ibrazu, big okay. You carry the entire fish and give to a rat to protect for you. That is exactly what happened. Of course, I know Irania is not a good friend of mine because of his activities in the past. But Irania has done something noble by revealing the entire secrets. Part of it anyway. Amanandi Bogra Braz, as he called, big okay. So, Buruha. He got a mobbing. The day he established mobbing movement of Biafra in Nigeria, I told the world, I told my people, how can Emeka talk about the movement of Biafra in Nigeria? Because of osmosis regulation. Movement from the lower membrane to the higher membrane. I mean, the movement from the lower region to the higher region through a semi-permeable membrane. In other words, Biafra's existence will only be dependent on Nigeria, covering us like an umbrella. And then we shall have no say in the affairs of things. He wanted to use it to gain political advantage. Movement of Biafra in Nigeria. That means Biafra cannot move unless we go through Nigeria. I complained. And I remember during that particular time, Dr. Egamba advised me to come back a bit instead of fighting out. Now the decision has come out. So how could you tell me this? How could you tell me that somebody Biafra entrusted everything, their legal right to defend themselves in the Nigerian court was indeed fighting for Nigeria? I knew when Emeka was there was no particular case he won in that court. But as soon as the Professor Dike entered, we are winning everything. At every stage we won. Every stage we won. Ask Engineer Innocent Amadi. But Emeka was there dangling, collecting money from London to Biafra land. Telling us that he was the one sponsoring. We never knew that he was just using his own personal company to talk about Biafra, just like the IPOB. To God be the glory. Emeka revealed IPOB. IPOB revealed Emeka. What are we talking about now? So we have to believe them. We must believe them. And when we tell them that the bim-massob is unshakable, tell me, what internal crisis do we have? When Uchenna Madu voted away, we thought that by now he would have made some marks. But as I'm talking today, Uchenna is still flagelling. There's nothing to show for it except to dilly-dally with the politicians. If you know you cannot do anything tangible for Biafra, why do you want to seek your own personal independence? We want our people to come together. We want them to come together and speak with one voice. We want them to come together and take instruction from a central command. If we fail to maintain a central command system, we are going to destroy ourselves. We are going to score our own goal. And let me inform Biafrans, in the next confrontation, which is quite looming, We are not going to be on the defensive. Let me tell you now, if Biafrans should be on the defensive, we are going to lose the battle. Take an example in the football pitch. Towards the last 20 minutes, just like we're in Nigeria today, Nigeria is approaching the last days. So the last 20 minutes in every competition, football-wise, if you go defense, assuming you are leading by 1 goal, once you start defense, you are drawing the enemies to your own territory. That is true. You are drawing the opponents to your own 80-yard box. They keep on bombarding, invading their territory. You keep on defending, wearing yourself away or out. At a point, either they score through penalty or through corner kick. And that is true. Penalty or corner kick, one must happen. And then, once they score that particular last minute, if you don't take time, that inspiration will be, and they score the second goal. It's all over. Take example, 1996 Olympic in Atlanta. Atlanta Olympics 1996. Brazil was quite confident. 3-1, 2 minutes to go. 3-1, 2 or 3, 5 minutes to go. Nigeria scored the second goal. It became 3-2. Brazil was still overconfident that they had carried the day. The last minute, Kanonwanko equalized. Golden time. What happened? Within 2-3 minutes, Kanonwanko scored the last one. Because Brazil wanted to defend. We carried the aggression to their own territory and then equalized. In similar vein, if any team is leading and you want to defend the only goal, you are putting yourself in danger. You have to move yourself, distribute yourself, move them to the enemy territory, carry aggression across the central line. You are going to score another goal. But the moment you try to come back home, enemy will follow you. During the next battle, Biafra must never defend. We are going to be aggressive. Take it or leave it. Don't forget, we are reaching you live this time from the studios of the Voice of Biafra International and the Biafra Broadcasting Authority from the city of Munich, Germany. Gentlemen, I think we have done justice to that particular topic. Gentlemen have spoken and spoken very, very well. And those who have written have equally written very, very well. Of course, very many of you who are joining, I won't be able to mention all their names now because we are running short of time. So, but to those of you who don't see something good in what we are saying, God bless you. So, gentlemen, we have to change topic now, and which will be the last, because right now we have taken 2 good hours. We started in Biafra time 8 o'clock, and now it's 10 o'clock. In European time, we started 9 o'clock, now it's 11 o'clock. Of course, in London time, I don't know what's the time. I think we're 1 hour behind, whether with the Biafra line or so. I mean, Biafra time also, I don't know. So, gentlemen, let us look into what has been happening, let me say, in Nigeria. We are going to take only 20 minutes for it. The implications on Biafra. The followers or members of El Zakzaki religion are digging it out with the Nigerian police. Yesterday, scores of people were shot dead. Even some police officers, a deputy commissioner of police was equally killed, to tell you the magnitude of what happened yesterday. Today again, El Zakzaki people went on a second round of demonstration. We are yet expecting what the outcome was. Few days ago, Iranians, listen to this, Iranians in London carried out demonstration calling for the release of El Zakzaki, of El Zakzaki. These are the Shiite Muslims. So, by implication, this is getting international attention. What is happening in Nigeria today is the sponsorship of some of this Islamic world. That is true. They want to get foothold and then think of Islamization, but it will not work. They have raised their arms against us, but the thing is turning against them. Remember, the Bible will say it. When they gather against us, the Lord will raise up his own arms and they will turn against themselves. That is what is happening now. So there is crisis right now, and in Abuja we have a lot of Biafrans carrying out their businesses and what have you. Gentlemen, the question is this: what do you think are the implications of this crisis between the federal government of Nigeria and the ex-executive people in Abuja and the rest of Nigeria? What are the implications? How do you think we are going to comport ourselves in the event of all this crisis? Bear in mind, we have a lot of economic interests in Abuja. Gentlemen, the floor is still open. 20 minutes we have for this particular topic, and we call it a day. Over to you. So while we wait for your contributions, of course, as usual, we'll try to play elements of Biafra music. Yeah, gentlemen, during the course of this broadcast, there was, or there is, still current, there is good news that filtered in, but for security reasons, I would like to divulge it. After the meeting, I will brief the crew members. It's a good news that just filtered in to us, and it's something that will accelerate the Biafrans. I bet you we are as good as gone. So beyond the hour, I will inform members of the crew, but they will keep it secret. Please. So, gentlemen, we are talking the implications of the crisis happening in Abuja. What we are saying is this: no matter what happens between the followers of El Zakzaki and whatever, the Biafran should ignore them. Remember, Abuja indigenous came out to say they don't like the activities of the El Zakzaki people. Then they should leave them alone and go back to Kaduna where they belong. So, whatever that is happening, let us ignore them. Let us steer clear. Let us never have a hand in that. Because the moment we try to say, let us keep supporting, you see them reconciling their differences and then we become the aggressor. This is what is happening right now. So, gentlemen, of course, we are here with you. We are discussing with you. We are trying to provide some solution to the numerous problems besetting our people. God willing, we are going to surmount every obstacle. We are still in the studios of Voice of Biafra International and the BBL. Music Biafra continues. Of course, Sonny Emmanuel Wabisi is joining us, lately. Sonny, you're welcome. Let me give you that. Even though we are coming to the end of the program, I have to still give you a welcome. Yes, Sonny.
Yeah, this is Jude K.
Yeah.
Okay, can I go on?
Yeah, go on, please.
Yeah, in regard of what you just said concerning the protests going by the ones we call the Shiites. Well, actually, if I may say, I think they have made a remark. They have actually made impression. But when you watch the international news these days, you see that they are all over the news. But it's just like it's when there are bloodshed and when there are killings, most especially the victims becomes the masses. That is when the international community always pays attention. But all the same, if you can monitor this whole thing, you will see that there is something that the whole news is exposing. I think the whole news is exposing the Nigerian system because the whole news is exposing that the government has completely lost it. The whole news is also exposing that the judicial, the government doesn't actually respect the judiciary. And when there is no judiciary, it simply shows that the government is acting on its own, that the government is the dictator. So I think for we to play a role, the only role that we can actually play there is to be on the side of justice, to show that these people actually are asking for the government to respect the court. So which we just create on our own line. We are simply asking for justice that our people are being killed the same way they are being killed. So, but it is not for we to carry it or or to be on the front of that particular issue. It is well placed that their people are being killed simply because they are asking for their leader to be released. And while this same matter has been in court, I think the court has granted their leader bail not once, not twice, but eventually the federal government refuses. So I think the world, the international community, the United Nations, I think everyone, the eyes is in Nigeria, is on Nigeria presently. So I think that is a different line, into what we are seeing. But on our own side, our people have been virtually been killed on the same under the same process. But we are pushing for our own separate cause. So that is my own opinion on that. If you can dodge me, if I can touch on the past topic, a bit, because there is a way that I believe that we could have. In fact, if I can ask, I will ask if we can probably give this our last topic another opportunity, maybe another day, because we know that there is an agenda. We all know the Islam when you talk of the Muslim Shiites and the Sunnis or what have you, what have you. But presently, we see Muslims killing Muslims. So that shows that there is a very big confusion. It's a very big confusion. And then, what is our own role? What is our own stance in this? We simply stand on the side of justice. So we are not in support of whatever killings that is going on, but we are totally against that Islamic, what they call it, Islamic colonization agenda. So I think, and then if we can listen to our leader, the last video that he made it clear that our people will not be the sacrificial lamb of Nigeria again. We are not supposed to be because it is not every time, whenever there is a crisis, we all come up and we try to be the people in the front. If you tell me one thing that has been made clear, the Biafra movement has awakened a lot of groups in Nigeria, and by name, that name of the Biafra movement is Massob, because when Massob started, I think they made Nigerians to understand that they can come out to protest peacefully, even after they have been killed, and they were the people that laid this particular foundation. So today, if the people of the southwest are sleeping, if the people of the southwest, believe that they can, connive and do whatever, we are always there to point out the facts. So to me, I think whatever situation we find ourselves, we should also look up to our leader. And when I talk about our leader, I mean as a Biafran leader. Then on the other side, the southern, the southerners always have thing in common. Even if the Biafrans, the Igbo Biafrans who reside in the middle belt, fought along with the middle belters, with the people, with the in-between of those, plateau and the middle belt area. Because these people are Christians. So to me, my conclusion just remains that whatever scenario, whatever things that fall down in Nigeria, fall out in Nigeria, in this whole happenings, both in the killings of the Kites and the problem that is coming towards the southwest area, being the Yoruba land, we should do one thing in common, and that is pay attention to the Biafra leader when he addresses us, because they have always advised us not to, to take to take a leave as in a haste. Because a lot of people, whenever they hear that there's a quick notice for us to, we have been advised not to run, not to take on the haste, as in, because eventually we will be blocked on the ways, and at the same time we will be slaughtered in numbers. So we should always stay where we are, be ready to defend where we are, as we be able to defend ourselves. I think that is the main point. So the other directive should as well come from the leader. The instruction should always come from the leader. I think that is my own candid opinion on that. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Jude. Of course, we had you subject to severe limitations of time. We may not take on this particular topic, broadly, but we welcome Francis Gara, Chibuzo, Obuchi, Hussein, Wondon, Okolo, Ifani, Odiocha, of course. Okay, Samuel, let me see. A lot more of other people who are joining us, Chibuzo, Obuji, Nkwale, Kusadon, Kusa, Collins, Araku, and lot of more, and so on and so forth. We thank each and every one of you that have been, part of this particular program. It is now 2 hours, 14 minutes. We started and we have utilized. We are so much grateful for you joining us through our radio, through our online television, and making your own contributions, thereby encouraging us. So thank you so much for being part and parcel of it. Of course, we must not forget to always be grateful to Dr. Egemba, who makes time to advise our people wisely. To Jude Chijok, of course, always from Lagos, Uchenukeke, ever from Makode, Valentine Ogoji, Port Harcourt, Udog, Denmark, Sonny Emmanuel Wabisi Biafra land, Bright, always from Biafra land, equally over, and so many others who have been participatory in this particular program. We thank you so much, and we must continue to thank you until Biafra is finally actualized. Gentlemen, from the studios of the Voice of Biafra International, under the auspices of the bim-massob family led by Chief Dr. Rafu Wazike, this is Ikenna Obibi. I want to say good night, and may God bless you. When you get money, you will become bad. When you get money, you will become sweet. As money comes, the people change. When money comes, the people change.